living life is stage. Hey, hey, 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 love yourself first, explicitly. You overtook yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey, living life is stage. Hey, hey.
Hey y'all, it was acting like it wasn't going let me in. Hey Sheed, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back to back, right? Hey everybody, I'm trying to get on this other device so I can see my peeps on Facebook. Trying to make sure I'm paying attention to all the things. How's everybody doing? Y'all see, I got my summer hair. I literally just got finished like 20 minutes ago talking about back to back. I had a speaking engagement this morning, and then I went to lunch with my daughter-in-law. We got home, pulled up at the same time that the young lady was here to do my hair, because I do not believe in going to salons and stuff when it's going to be something that's going to take hours. Hey, your girl got my summer hair. Yes. And so she came to me, did it. Young lady, only 17 years old. So the lady who used to do my soft locks for me for the past few years for the summer, she moved out of state. So I had to find somebody new who would do them and somebody who would come to me. And so, I was able to find one of my speakers that was at my conference in January. Her daughter has just mastered the soft locks. And so she came to me, did it. We watched some crime TV, had some snacks, and got the hair done. And she just finished. Looking, I'm sitting on them because they're like waist length. But yeah, so I got my summer hair. I can get in the pool. So now Wallace can't be being the only one in the pool had me all jealous because he'd been getting in the pool and I have not been able to get in because y'all know I had the silk press and I still have meetings and stuff and I don't know how to do hair. But anyway, I'm here, summer hair and all. Had a great day. Hope each and every one of you have had a great day as well. It looks like Facebook and StreamYard and YouTube have finally gotten their stuff together. But please still know, if you're watching me on any other platform besides YouTube, if you want to be in the conversation in real time, if you want to join me up here on the stage, if you want to talk to me face to face, you got a question, it is always better to jump over to over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel so that I can see you in real time, because all this other stuff is kind of iffy. Because for the last several days, if you use StreamYard, they have not been letting you put anything on any other platform for a minute. But with all that being said, I'm your girl, Stae. I am a transformational speaker. I am a life coach as well as a soft skills and emotional intelligence coach. I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I'm a wife. That's what I do. And I guess I'm also a YouTuber and a podcast host. And so today is Thirsty Thursday. So with Thirsty Thursday, what I like to do is try to drop some knowledge, drop some nuggets on things that are more educational. So that thirst for knowledge, that thirst to learn, that's what we're going to do on Thursdays. And so today we're going to talk about building a strong brand identity for your business and strategies for a success. And when I'm talking about business, it is any type of business. You need some sort of brand identity, whether it is a regular brick and mortar business, a bakery, a car wash, or if you are some sort of influencer, whether you are a micro influencer or a major influencer. It's always better to start these things when you're smaller. Y'all know I say it all the time. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So it's really great in the very beginning stages of your businesses to start these things, thinking about what your brand is, what that's going to look like. And it's so funny that some people don't even realize what branding is, and they feel like branding is just like a logo and that's it. No, a logo is a logo and your brand is your brand. And it's just important that if you are in business to make money, which most of us are, I don't care how passionate we are about what we do, how much we love what we do. And the fact that we even say, I would do this for free, that's just showing your love and your passion for it. But if you were doing it for free, you'd also need to have a full-time job to sustain yourself, which a lot of us are doing or did in the beginning. But the hopes is to be able to do what you're passionate about and make money to sustain yourself so you don't feel like you're working. But it's still a job. And so you want to start off the way you want to finish. You want to start off setting yourself up for success. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. And those are the kind of things that I try to talk about on Thursdays. And so today with branding, like I said, branding goes well beyond your logo. And it's just really important that whatever you do, your brand is what is going to set you apart from other people. Your brand is what is going to let people know as soon as they see this, that it's you. Your brand is what makes everything that you do cohesive. And so when we talk about logo, hey, Chris, how are you? Thank you for being here. When we talk about logo, that can be a start, and we can use that as a foundation for your brand. And if you notice, there's a lot of logos. Y'all type some logos in the chat that you just recognize as soon as you see it. You don't really need to have the name in print. You can just see it. Like, I'll start off, those golden arches of McDonald's. We know those golden arches. We know that brand. So anything that we see, we don't have to be inside of the McDonald's and see those golden arches and think of McDonald's. We can see it on a t-shirt. Yes, Polo, that's another one. We can see it on a t-shirt. We know that's Polo. We can see it on a bottle of cologne. We can see those golden arches on a t-shirt. We can see it on a billboard. It does not have to say, hey, Dolores, how are you? It doesn't have to say Polo. It doesn't have to say McDonald's. I know y'all can think of some of these other brands where we know them no matter what we see them. Yeah, Coca-Cola, Coke, babe, that's, Coca-Cola. That's another one where we see the brands. And those brands that are tried and true, those brands who have already kind of paved their way, they're not going to change. Those golden arches look the same as they've always looked. That Polo logo has looked the same as it's always going to look. Why? Because that is the recognition that they want. They want us to recognize that every time. And so that has a lot to do with the logo. And so whenever you are creating a logo for your business in the very beginning, you want to be super intentional about creating that logo. You want to put a lot of thought into what that logo is going to be. You want to think about, if this wasn't your logo, would it be something that somebody would recognize, something that would catch somebody's attention? Your logo that can't necessarily just be your favorite thing or your favorite colors, because if it's not something that's going to resonate with other people, if it's not something that's eye-catching, you're going to want to think about not just what you would like, but what other people would like as well, and what other people would be able to recognize. And when it comes to our businesses, I know our businesses are our babies, and I'm talking about our YouTube channels as well. This is for content creators as well as for people who have products and services. Our businesses are our babies. And so we're thinking about, this is my business. This is my blood, sweat, and tears. I've put the time into this. Why am I caring about what other people's favorite colors are or what colors are most eye-catching? It's because your business is not for you. Most of the time you're in business because it's something that you love, but it's something that you want to provide to other people, whether it's a product, a service, entertainment, whatever it is. And so in order to get your message out there to other people, you have to think about what other people would like, what would be eye-catching for them. And so there's ways to research that. You can get on YouTube and research it. You can get on Canva and research it. You can get on YouTube and research it and just try to figure out what are the most popular popular colors? What are the most popular color schemes? What are the colors that people pay attention to the most? And hopefully in your research, you'll be able to find something that resonates with you if it's not your favorite color. But those are the kind of things you want to think about. And once you come up with your colors, then you want to come up with what is the object going to be for your business? What is going to represent your business the best? What is going to make people think about what it is that you do whenever they see this? And so those are things when you're starting to build your brand, because you want to be consistent throughout that all the time. So with me, my color is Tiffany blue. All of my books, the covers of my books are going to have that Tiffany blue as the main color. My logo has that Tiffany blue as the main color. Everything I do when I post on social media, when I'm, making different graphics, it's always going to be that Tiffany blue. When I do my conferences, we're always going to have that Tiffany blue, because when people see that Tiffany blue, they think about me. That is something that's going to be associated with me. Another thing, when you're doing your branding, you want to think about what type of lettering you want to use, what type of font. You don't want to be all over the place with that. You want to pick a font, something that's going to stand out, something that is easy to read, not necessarily that it's pretty, because you have some of those calligraphy fonts and different things that look really nice, but you want something that people are going to be able to see and they're going to be able to read quickly. You don't want people to have to be figuring it out, turning their heads to the side, because that is your brand, that is your marketing, that is your advertisement. So those are all the types of things you want to think about with your branding. Another thing you want to think about is how this font and this color can transition over to other things. Like, does this look good in print? Does this look good in video? Is this going to be something that I can put on marketing material? Is this something that I'm going to be able to put on a t-shirt? Those are the kinds of things that you want to think about. So you should spend a good long time trying to figure out what your colors and your fonts are going to be, because you want to use these over and over again. So many people come up and have great business ideas, and then they're trying to market their business, and they're making all of these different digital flyers and things like that. And everyone they do, even if they look nice, they all look different. Nothing is cohesive. So they're using these colors one day, then they're using a different color. So nothing is putting that together. And that's what you want. You want that consistency, because the whole reason behind your branding, the whole reason behind your marketing and advertising is for people to always be able to bring that back to you. You want it to be recognizable, like those golden arches. You want it to be recognizable like that Polo logo. And y'all ain't give me no other one, so I ain't gonna be sitting here trying to figure out all things, but y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. You want it to be consistent. You want it to be recognizable. Another thing that when you are thinking about your branding, especially as a content creator, you want to think about what type of content you're putting out there. And I know a big buzzword out there in the content creation streets, especially when it comes to YouTube, is niche. You want to have a niche. I am not necessarily a fan of a niche, because I do believe, especially as a YouTube content creator, that niching down too much can kind of put you in a box where only a certain group of people are ever going to want to watch you. And if you're okay with that, and you're not necessarily trying to grow, and if you're so passionate about that niche that you never feel like you're going to want to talk about anything else, then that can be okay. But you don't necessarily have to niche down to one specific thing. Like if you are on YouTube and you're somebody who gives hair tutorials, that's great to start out with that. But you can still expand to do other things and still remain within your branding, right? So for instance, somebody who does hair tutorials, it would not be strange for them to also maybe do a traveling video, but they can still talk about how they're preparing their hair for travel. Are they going to wear a protective style? Are they doing a wig? Are they taking all their products with them to maintain their hair? So mentioning that throughout, even though you're doing a travel vlog, is fine. And that's still in line with your branding. Where it becomes weird is if you are someone who does hair tutorials and then all of a sudden you're teaching American Sign Language on one, and then all of a sudden you're doing, karaoke one day. Those are, hey, Sheer Magic, how are you? Those are the things that kind of throw you off from your branding. Now, once you grow to a certain point and you have an audience who is already invested in you, you can kind of start to talk about anything. But when you're first growing your channel, when you're first growing on social media, you want to try to make sure that even if you're veering off a little bit from what your original videos are, you have a way to tie them back in. Like me, for instance, I started on social media with the motivation, with the inspiration, with the emotional intelligence, with the soft skills, with the coaching. And so between TikTok and YouTube, I do a lot of different things, but there's always going to be some element of coaching. There's always going to be some element of emotional intelligence. Even in, hey, Grammys, how are you? Even in my vlogs, I still have moments where I'm coaching, where I'm teaching, where I mention emotional intelligence. I make sure in my vlogs that I take you all along with me when I'm doing different things that are in my profession. So yeah, y'all might go with me to the winery. You guys might go with me to the kids' baby shower. Y'all might do different things, but we're always going to do something that's in line with what I work, because the whole thing about branding is, excuse me, having a way for people to know what to expect whenever they see you. Hey, how's it going? And I know I feel bad every time you pop up because I owe you some dates and I have not forgotten. So it has to give you people to know what to expect. I want people, when they come to my channel, even though my videos may be a little different from time to time, they basically know what to expect from me. I'm not giving them anything that's just so out of pocket from what I normally do. It's just maybe a little bit different with something else thrown in. And that's how you want to create your branding. You want to make sure that you are consistently giving people what they expect from you. Another part of your branding is also just how you show up. And when I say how you show up, it's just consistently bringing that energy that you want people to remember. It's about always being professional. It's about never letting anything or anyone pull you out of character, because you want people to be able to remember you for your character, for your professionalism and things like that, because all it takes is for you to be off. Like, for instance, I had a vlogger that I followed pretty regularly, and I watched her vlogs on a consistent basis. And there was this one time she did a vlog, and the way she was behaving on her vlog and the things that she was saying just completely turned me off. And she was out of character, but it was like that just put a poor taste in my mouth. And I have not been able to go back and watch her vlogs ever since. Now, y'all might not be as sensitive as I am, but I'm like, I'm giving you my time, because when somebody gets cut off like that, instead of me feeling like they were brought out of character, I feel like I've been seeing your representative the whole time, and now you're really acting the way you would typically act. And so that is a part of your branding, showing up consistently as the same person. Let me see. Dolores has a comment in here. Can you brand you and all the things in your world? Because that's what I've been doing on my channel, and I don't know if me being just me is working. Well, this is the thing. I just did a talk on this today as far as just being you. Just being you is going to work. You're just not always going to be for everybody. But if you try to be anything but you, it's automatically going to come off as not authentic, and you're not going to be comfortable with that. And so you always want to be you, show up, and the people who are supposed to be in your tribe, they're going to find you. And it takes a while to build that tribe. Y'all, I have been out in these YouTube streets and these content creator streets a long time. And my role has been slow but steady. I have had people who have started following me since day one and are still here today. And so that's what I appreciate. It's always going to be, for me, quality over quantity. So don't let the numbers really phase you. Just keep doing what you're doing because your people are going to find you. I find that my tribe or my following, so to speak, in real life outside of the internet grows a lot faster. And I have a whole lot more people who look for me in real life. And I think that's because people have gotten to know me, people have gotten to see me in person, people coach with me and things like that. And so it grows a lot faster. It's just a little harder for people to commit on the internet. And I think that branding is a part of it. They want to make sure that you're going to be consistent. So my advice to you is, Dolores, just keep doing what you're doing. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Everybody is not going to be an overnight sensation. And what happens too is when you do have different types of channels, different types of content, it might not draw as big of a crowd as some other types of content. You know what I mean? And so your tribe may be smaller for a while. Hey, Nikki, because it's going to take time for the people who really need you to find you. But always be yourself, because when you're not, it's so obvious, even to people who don't know you, that you're not being authentic. And then you're just not going to feel good about it. It takes too much to keep up with being somebody else. And like I tell people all the time, and I said this when I spoke today, everybody else is already out here. So don't try to be them, because the world is waiting on you. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I got the summer hair in. We are, ready to be splish splashing in that pool. Thank you so much. And so that is a part of branding, is showing up consistently, being yourself, being authentic, because we are definitely in a day and age where people want to connect with people. They want to build those relationships. They know when you're not being authentic. They know when you're off your game. And there's so much that they have to choose from. Like what I just told you with the young lady I fell off with, was because once she didn't show up the way I expected, there's so many choices. So I just started watching other vlogs and just couldn't bring myself to go back to her. And why? Because I didn't know if she was going to be consistent. And it takes time to watch vlogs, and our time is precious. And, so I get to decide who I consume my content from. And so it is very important for you to be authentic, and it's very important for you to be consistent in your branding. Also, when you're doing your branding, you have to know yourself. What is your brand? What is it that you represent? You need to be able to talk about your brand. You need to be able to explain your brand. Me, for instance, my brand with Stae Hall is all about life. LYFE, love yourself first explicitly. And my main focus is to inspire and impact people, to help them reach whatever level of success they desire and deserve in order to show up each and every day at their highest self. That is my brand. That is my passion. And I want y'all to be able to have something to say just like that for your brand. This is who I am. This is my brand. This is what I stand for. And this is what you can expect from me. One thing I can say that people can expect from me every time I show up, you can expect to be able to get some nuggets that are going to help you do exactly what I said. Live at your highest self every day. Achieve excellence every single day, and help you to be able to be motivated to reach whatever level of success you desire and deserve. That's what you can expect from me every single time. I'm not going to get on here and talk a bunch of negative stuff. I'm not going to get on here and tell people what they can't do. I'm not going to get on here and pick people apart. I'm never, as you just see, I just talked about that vlogger. I'm not going to give y'all that vlogger's name. I'm not going to do that. There are certain things that I'll share with you for reference points, but I'm never going to get on here and dog anybody out, give anybody's name. That's just not what I do. And so you have to be consistent with that. People need to know what to expect from you. Now, if your platform is one where you're a trash talker, you're getting into the tabloids, you're all about who's doing what to who, there's an audience for that as well. And so if that's what you're doing, then you show up consistently that way. Everybody's not always all about the positivity and not calling people out. It's just that whatever you do, be consistent with that so people will know what to expect, because that is a part of your branding. Another part of branding is, I say this all the time, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, surrounding yourself with people who fit your brand, showing up in places that are aligned with your brand. I talk about collaboration all the time. I talk about the importance of sharing your platform. I talk about the importance in supporting other small businesses, supporting other creators. However, when you are building your brand, you want to protect your brand, and you want to be very, very intentional, very smart, very intelligent about who you decide to align with. Like they say, all money ain't good money. Well, all platforms aren't good platforms. Popping up on people's platforms just for the watched hours, just for the exposure, is not necessarily worth it if what they're talking about is not in line with your brand. Not saying that they have to do the same exact thing as you do. I'm talking about aligned with your brand and the things that you stand for as a brand. I have been invited a couple of times to be on different podcasts with people. And this was even starting back years ago when I had my internet radio show, where on their podcast, there was a lot of shenanigans, for instance. So there's a lot of shenanigans. They talk about a lot of, gossip, rumors, and things like that. They asked me to be on their show. This has happened to me twice, both huge followings. And I would have been exposed to a lot of people. However, the number one thing I remembered is the internet, once it's out there forever. And I don't know what to expect on this show. So why would I go on this show that I'm not even a huge fan of, even though I'm going to be exposed to thousands of people, if what they're talking about is not in alignment with my beliefs? Because I'm not going to go on their show and disrespect them and put them in their place. I'm their guest, but I'm also not going to agree. So I had to turn those down. I was actually offered to be a co-host on a show that I was really excited about, and kind of did a couple of trial runs with them. And it was kind of like a show that you would consider like The View. So just women talking about different things and have different personalities and different viewpoints, which I totally agree with that. I believe that all different viewpoints deserve to be heard or whatever. But when I was on the show, it just seemed like I was on the show because they knew what my viewpoint was going to be, because they had been following me on social media. They pretty much knew my personality. And so when I did the trial run on the show, it seemed like I was just on the show for everybody to gang up on me. Well, that doesn't go along with my brand. I'm not somebody who is always going to be fighting to get my opinion across. I'm not somebody who is very confrontational. I don't need all those shenanigans. So I ended up turning down that position. So you definitely want to make sure that you protect your brand, and you're not just out here chasing likes, chasing views, because anybody who follows you for something like that, they're not going to be with you long, because when you get back to your consistent content, that's not what they're there for. So you want to get good quality followers, good quality subscribers. I got to feel people's energy when I collab. Yeah, you definitely don't just go reaching out to somebody because they have a lot of views, they have a lot of subscribers. You need to know what they're about, and does this align with my brand, and is this content that I'm collabing with somebody else going to be what my viewers, what my customers, what my clients would enjoy? Because that has to be first and foremost. What's the point in doing something if the people who are invested in you are not going to enjoy it. So you have to be careful the company you keep, because once this stuff is out there, it's out there. And I would hate for me to end up showing up on somebody's platform with a bunch of malarkey and a bunch of shenanigans going on. And then let's say I have an opportunity to get a big deal with a large company. And as y'all know, the first thing that they're doing these days is looking at your social media. And so I would hate for somebody to Google me, to search my name, and then find me on this show with all this shenanigans. And they're looking like, is this who we really want representing our company? Is this who we really want coming in and training our employees? So you have to think about that stuff. You know, it's very important because that is your brand. And you just have to be really careful about that. Yes, babe, I said malarkey. I did say malarkey. Yeah, they are checking out. And that's a part of, you know, what I do. I teach a course on that, just social media etiquette, because people have been passed over for positions because of things on social media, as well as been fired from positions because of things on social media. Hey, how are you, Fresh and Fire? Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for being here. So you just have to pay attention to that, because your brand is you. Your brand has to be protected, and nobody is going to protect your brand the way that you're going to have to protect your brand. But you have to remember that from day one when you are building your business. You have to remember that your brand is going to speak volumes. Hey, Kelly, how are you? About you and your business. And again, with people having so many different choices out here, you just have to make sure that your brand stands out and that your brand is something that, you know, you're proud of, and you have to protect that. And don't let something happen just because you're like, well, I just wanted to be on their show because, you know, they have thousands of subscribers and I just wanted to collab with them because usually, you know, there's so many people viewing when they're on there. No, you have to be careful, because all exposure is not good exposure, just like all money ain't good money. And sometimes you do have to say no to the big things, even when it's so hard, if it's not in alignment with your brand. And another way to brand yourself and to have your brand stand out is you need to share your brand. You need to share your brand. You need to sometimes talk about exactly what your brand is. You need to talk about why you are doing the things that you're doing. You need to talk about your goals. You need to talk about what the impact it is that you want to make. Why are you here? Why are you doing the things you're doing? Why do you have a YouTube channel? What are you looking to gain from this YouTube channel? What can other people gain from the YouTube channel? You need to definitely talk about your brand. Put things about your brand on other social media platforms. People have to start to get to know you. And so who are you? So you're more than a logo. You're more than a name. You're more than a font. What are you? And so you have to share that, because nobody knows you're here until they run into you somehow. And you don't want to wait for people to run into you. You want to put yourself out there. I don't know how many of you who have YouTube channels actually do that trailer video, which I need to do my new trailer video because I think mine is about 5 years old. But those trailer videos are awesome. My trailer video, I want to say, if it doesn't have the most views on my channel, it's high up there. And again, it's years old, because people come to your channel, they will look at that trailer video. So don't make that trailer video just be some random video you put up there. I know a lot of people just make that their first video. Do a trailer video. That is your trailer, just like a movie. That is what is telling people what they can expect from your trailer. Oh, you've never done a trailer video? Yeah, do your trailer video, because it will, let me see if I can pull up my trailer video. Like I said, it's old, but this will give you an example of what it is, because really it's just your commercial for your channel so that people will know what to expect. And I'm going to be updating mine soon, but I'll show y'all, because it's so important, because it's what lets people know what your brand is. Let me see. And it shows up. It's the first thing that pops up on your page. So it's so awesome. At least it's the first thing that should pop up on your page. For some reason, this video is what's popping up on my page now. Dang, where is my trailer? Hold on, y'all. I guess when you're on live, they move your trailer. Dang, y'all, I want to show y'all my trailer so bad. So bad. I have some horrible videos from the beginning of my YouTube journey. And that's the thing, y'all. Just keep on plugging, because when I first started YouTube, and my videos aren't the greatest today, but back then, oh my gosh. And I thought I was really doing good. And I guess I was doing good for back then. But it's just so funny because it's like, really, Stae? That's what you was out here showing the people? Hold on, y'all. I try not to do this when I'm on live and just be ready for y'all, but I think it would be beneficial for y'all to see my trailer because it's so important, and you would be surprised at how many people, and normally it doesn't take this long. I think the only reason that we're not able to see my trailer right now is because I'm live. So yeah. Yeah, it's just that is so weird. It took my trailer's not there because okay, here it is. Here it is. All right, y'all. Yeah, it's 6 years old. I found it. So let me share my screen. Y'all still with me? Let me share my screen and show y'all my trailer. Oops. No, there it is. But why ain't there no sound? Dang. YouTube just don't want to let me be great today. Okay, it's on mute. Get it right. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Hey, everybody. My name is Stae Hall, and I want to welcome you all to my new YouTube channel. And I feel really weird saying my new YouTube channel, being that I didn't even know there was a such thing as a YouTube channel until probably maybe last week. I mean, I knew YouTube existed and I knew you could kind of get on there and find out how to do things and DIYs and get advice on technology and things like that. I used to call it YouTube University myself because I learned so many things on YouTube. But for some reason, even though I used it as a search engine and used it for education and advice, I just didn't know that there were a whole group of people out there who actually get on YouTube on a consistent basis and give information. But once I found that out, and as neat as it was, I realized that there was no one who looked like me, meaning no middle-aged women talking to other middle-aged women, helping them get through middle-aged women things. So I figured since I couldn't find it, I might as well do it myself. And so here I am. I plan on using this platform to reach out to women of all walks of life, all different backgrounds, 40 and over, who are just kind of at a crossroads in their life and just wondering what to do now. The soon to be empty nesters, the women who maybe are looking for a career change, just stuff like that. And so I decided I would do that. And I really want to tap into journeys and starting new journeys because I myself am starting a new journey in my life, which I am going to reveal to you guys soon. And one thing I know about a journey is it's a lot better when you're not doing it by yourself. But you don't always have the people around you in your immediate area or your sphere of influence, as people say, who are able or even willing to. I decided to embark on this journey before I even knew about YouTube channels or I would be doing this. But once I found out about YouTube, the light bulb kind of went off. I'm getting ready to embark on this journey. I don't really have a lot of people who can go with me. So why not start a YouTube channel and find some other women out there who might want to join in? And your journey doesn't necessarily have to be the same as mine, but we can still go on our journeys together. So with all that being said, I would love for you guys to join me. I'm going to have a huge announcement here on my YouTube channel, and I feel like so y'all get it. That is my trailer, which is trailer. And I think, Nikki, you said intro video, pretty much the same, but that's what it is. And that's the first thing you see when you pop up on my YouTube channel. And it was just explaining why I have a YouTube channel and what people can expect. And so I was already branding myself and letting people know what they could expect. I was trying to show my personality, give them a little bit something about me so that they would know what to expect, which is why I say with your branding, you want to do a little bit of niching, because you don't want people to say, you know, come to my channel and be like, well, on my channel, you never know what you're going to get. Some days I'm going to be doing this. Some days I'm going to be doing that. Not saying that you can't, but it's just not effective in your branding, because people want to know, what am I coming to you for? Let's see. Sharing the why story is so important. Exactly. That's what helps people be able to relate to you. People do business, people consume content from people who they know, like, and trust. And you have to give them reasons why to know, like, and trust you. I've never done a trailer video before. Well, hopefully you do, Sheer Magic. I'm looking forward to it, because I really think that it helps. That's your commercial. That's kind of like your spotlight video. And like I said, I need to do another one because I was much younger then. I even listened to my voice. I'm like, I sounded younger then, but that was 6 years ago. I don't even want to look at my earlier videos. Girl, yes. And the funny thing about it, like I said, a lot of those, I'm like, I did that. And yeah, I had not done anything at all. Let's see. So do you record a video and post it? I have to Google it to see what to do. Yeah, you just record a video like you normally would, and then there'll be a choice in there for you to select for that to be your trailer video. I really need to do a trailer for our channel, but I'm procrastinating kind of purpose. I keep changing my mind about how I want it to look. And like I said, I'm getting ready to revamp mine and do another one for a couple of reasons. My brand is pretty much the same. I've been consistent with my branding throughout. However, I'm just a little bit in a different phase in my life, and I'm better at doing the videos. I hope I have better lighting. I have a better camera. So I want to do one, but I say all that to say, Fresh, just do one, and then if you change your mind about how you want it to look, just do another one. I mean, that's the thing I say all the time. Is there for a reason. Redo it, revamp it, recreate it, but just do it. Get it started, because you're not going to know if it looks the way you want it to look until you do it. So do it, and then you want to tweak it. And that one, again, wasn't my favorite, but I got so into creating content after that and pulled in a million different directions, I never had the time to do another one, but that one still gets the job done. You know what I mean? It doesn't look exactly the way I want it to look. I wasn't as smooth as I would have liked to have been, but the key is anybody who watches that video, they're still going to know what to expect from me. My first videos were epic fails, but practice makes perfect, and I'm learning and growing. Yeah, I think we all have been through that. And the thing is, I'm not always 100% happy with every video I do now, like especially on TikTok, because I have to turn out so much content. But the thing is, the videos where I'm just like, okay, I just need to do a video with something I can talk about. Those are the videos that usually do better. And the ones that I'm like, okay, I got this all planned out, I'm gonna kill them with this one, I end up getting 200 views. So you just never know. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Thank you. I think you're talking about the trailer in Young Me. Yeah, she was cute. Oh, thank you. When did you start your channel? I started my channel, I think it was 2018. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, 2018. Yep. And my big announcement that I was going to make is that I was training for a marathon. So I made that announcement on that August 5th, and I was training for a marathon. And so that's kind of where my book came from, because my brand was life, love yourself first explicitly. And then I start running 10, 15 miles. And I literally felt like I was running for my life. And in a way I was, because high blood pressure and different things. So that's where the book Running for Your Life came from. Yes, good. I'm glad. I did do a welcome to my channel video. I will be working on a new intro video. Yeah, I just think that they're so, so important, and you are welcome. Yes, just do it. And if you don't like it, redo it. Yep, that's what Kelly says. You can always redo anything anytime to refresh it if it no longer fits. Yeah, if you just don't like it, whatever, but at least it's out there. And it doesn't have to be as long as mine is. That's why I ended up cutting mine off. It can just be like a really short little 2-minute video, 3-minute video, just to give people an idea of what they can expect. Your intro video is also something good where if you do any type of email campaigns or something that you might want to put on Facebook or something that you might want to put on TikTok to invite people to your YouTube channel, to invite people to your business or whatever. My intro video, I've sent it out before back in the day to people when I was first booking speaking engagements, and people would want to know about my personality, or they just had heard about me or whatever. I would send them that intro video. Of course, like I said, I wouldn't do that anymore. Not that intro video, but again, it just gives people an idea of who you are and why you're there and what they can expect. And that is how you brand yourself, and you put yourself out there, and you just kind of give them that little snippet, but that's what gets them invested in you. And, that video has a good bit of views, and it still gets the views on a regular basis, which lets me know that it's important, because that's not just popping up in people's feed. People are going there. And the reason why they would look at that is because they want to know, who is this chick? And so that's going to give them an idea of what to expect, what they can expect. Another thing that can help you with branding that a lot of people don't even think about. So once you have created, your logo, you've decided what your dominant colors are going to be for your business, for your YouTube channel. And I'm not saying that it always has to be the same for every single one. I just kind of like uniformity. So if you look at my vlogs, most of my vlog thumbnails are going to be very similar. And then when I do my lives and my podcasts, most of those thumbnails are going to be pretty similar, because I just feel like when you start with that consistency and you make everything similar, then again, when people are scrolling, they'll see, oh, that looks like Stae. Oh, that looks like one of Stae's thumbnails. And so that's what I like to do. But another thing that you can do when you're just like walking the streets and different things is wear your colors, wear your t-shirts, wear your logo. Those kind of things are conversation starters. You have to promote yourself. I mean, most of us are not out here with, huge marketing budgets where we're doing Super Bowl commercials and things like that. So do things yourself. Like even the cover on my camera, which I know I've shown y'all before. I don't know where my camera is right now. Wait, is it right here? Yeah. So even the cover I have on my camera is in my color. I get asked about this all the time when I'm out vlogging. I wear my color a lot. I do, different things. I use my color. Those kind of things are conversation starters. Those are kind of things that people are going to remember you by. So you want to use that. You want to make sure, like whenever you're doing your videos, if you're doing a lot of talking head videos or whatever, have something in your video that has your logo, have something in your video that has your colors, because this is all about association and recognition. It's about marketing. You want certain things to make people think about you, and that is a part of your branding. You are your brand. So who better to represent your brand than you? Wear your t-shirts, wear your logos, let people know who you are. You want to be a walking billboard for your business. And I'm not saying that you have to be out there with a, Stae Hall, love yourself first explicitly t-shirt every day. But whenever you can, not y'all wearing my t-shirts. I mean, if y'all want to wear my t-shirts, you can. But I'm saying whatever your brand is, you want to do that. You want to be intentional about those things, because you want those conversation starters. Like I make sure when I'm traveling to different places that, I wear something that is associated with my brand. I wear something that's associated with my company because I'm sure to run into people who don't know me when I'm traveling to different states and I'm traveling to different countries. And you just never know who you're going to run into. And so having those little conversation starters for people to say, oh, you have a YouTube channel. Oh, I mean, I have a t-shirt, y'all, that I wear when I travel that says influencer on it. And it has caused people to come up to me and ask me, do you have a YouTube channel? Are you an influencer? Well, yes, I do. And so you want to make sure that you have those kind of things. And this t-shirt that's all it says on the front is influencer. But I felt like it was something that would start conversations, and you just never know. So many people who have stopped me for different reasons, because of something that I did or had on that was with my brand. And then we've had the most brief conversation, and they ended up like, oh my goodness, I have been looking for somebody. Hey, Felicia, how are you? I've been looking for somebody like you. Oh my goodness, I need, to talk to you. Do you have a business card? So I've gotten subscribers that way. I've gotten clients that way. But the thing is, you're not going to want to go around going up to everybody and say, hey, I'm Stae Hall. I'm an emotional intelligence and soft skills coach. Do you need that? So you just do little things that draw attention to yourself to start those conversations, because you never know who you may run across that was looking for somebody just like you. And so when you run into those people, you want to be able to give them your trailer video link. You want to be able to give them some way to be connected to you. Does that make sense? Y'all been quiet, so I need y'all to put a 1 in the chat if y'all been picking up what I'm putting down. Y'all here with me. I see the numbers, but y'all ain't talking to me. And y'all also know that the link is in the chat. So if anybody wants to join me up here, I'll be up here for another few minutes. Oh, thank you, Wallace. You picking up what I'm putting down. I appreciate you. Thank you for that heart, Felicia. And thank you for that 1. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Dolores. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, Fresh. Okay, my little head is everywhere. She can go on background, and I use it on videos and posts also to prevent people from stealing my content. My QR code even included my logo. Yes, see, I love that. And QR code, y'all. Thank you, Nikki. All right, y'all listening, okay? Thank you. I be like, Lord, I be all here talking. And I'm like, they must be listening because I see the numbers up there. They here, but I don't want to be talking y'all to death. But yeah, that's the thing. And QR codes are amazing, as well as the digital business cards. They are amazing. Just quick little things, because you never know who is out there looking for exactly what it is that you offer. And so when you do your branding, you have on your t-shirts, you have on your color, just something a little different. A trick that I learned too is, if you're not going to wear your t-shirts or your colors or whatever, just wear a bold piece of jewelry for the women. Put on a bright lipstick, just something that will make people compliment you or make you stand out so that you can engage in conversations. Business is about building relationships and making connections. So just doing little things that draw people to you. I kind of have a leg up on people, no pun intended, because I'm so tall. I'm very tall. I wear stilettos a lot of times at events. So when I walk into a room, a lot of times people are just drawn to me because of my height. I walked into a room today of a bunch of 5th and 6th graders who I had the pleasure at Girls Inc. of talking to today about how to be a public speaker and an effective storyteller. And before I could get in the room, they were all like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. You're so tall. But that's happened to me a lot with adults as well. And it's just little things like that that will draw people to you and then cause conversation to happen. And then that is when you can find a time to introduce your business. And so it's just little things like that. So whether it is a piece of jewelry, I know a lot here in Texas, the guys who wear the cowboy hats and the cowboy boots, a lot of that stuff is intentional. Like they may really like it for fashion or whatever, but those are just the kind of things that can have you outside of the box when you go into a room. It kind of makes you stand out. And that's what branding is. You kind of want to stand out. You want people to notice who you are, and not in an arrogant way, not in a conceited way. It's in a business way. It's in a relationship way. It's in a connection way. And some of us are shy about just going up and introducing ourselves to people. So just do a little something that's going to make people be drawn to you. And when you have those conversations, you can share your brand, you can share your story, and then always be prepared to give them a way to connect with you. So whether it's a QR code, a digital business card, or, you know, whatever it is that you have, if you want to be able to send them a link, you want to do that, because that's how you are going to grow. I'm telling you, so many things that we work so hard at and trying to get these numbers. If we would just go back to basics and just do some of the old school things and start connecting with people in real time, being consistent, being ourselves, not worried about what anybody else is doing or saying, that's when you will see the organic growth. And it takes some time, y'all. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to be intentional and consistent about it. You want to be able to show up on a regular basis, because that says a lot about your brand as well. I've had people who I've really liked what they do. I like their product. I like their service. But if they're not consistent, that says a lot about the brand. The reason why I go to Pressed Roots to get my hair done now is because of their consistency, and that's how they have branded themselves. You know what to expect. Every single Pressed Roots place. Hey, how are you, girl? You know, I had to get them soft locks back in, boo. It is summertime. I'm a little bit late on it, but yes, finally got them done. Put that hair away so I can jump in this pool. Your boy Wallace been getting in the pool almost every night without me, because you know I can't do my hair. So yeah, finally got this hair put back away. But good to see you, boo. Miss you. But the reason why I go to Pressed Roots is because of the consistency, because of their branding and the fact that they're true to their branding. Every single Pressed Roots looks exactly the same. Every single Pressed Roots has the same rules. You're going to get that same quality of service. That's why I like going to them. And they will forever have me as a client as long as they don't change that. Let me see. Fresh said, making QR code for our channel and having it on a wrist bracelet is one of the best things I've done for our channel. Folks don't always have paper to write a name down, but they have those phones. Absolutely. That's the thing. You don't want to make people have to take a second step. So even if they do have pencil and paper, thank you, Momo. Even if they do, hey, J3, thank you for being here. Yes, yeah, that's a great idea, because this is the thing with that. Taking people to step 2, taking people from A to B is difficult. You want people to have a way that whatever it is that you want them to do, they can do it right now in front of you. So they click that QR code, they have it, your channel pops up, hit subscribe right now. Because even if they have pencil and paper, you write it down, they're probably never going to look at that pencil. I mean, at what they wrote down again, even with the paper business cards and flyers and things. Those were good when that's all we had, but we're still dependent on somebody to take that next step. So what you want to do is be prepared to have them be able to do whatever you want them to do right then and there in front of you, because people don't have time to go to B. Do you know how many times I've run into people and I've had conversations and they want to purchase my book? And I feel like they sincerely, genuinely want to purchase my book. However, unless they purchase it right there because I happen to have one, or if I direct them to my website and walk them through it, they're probably not going to buy my book. If I just send them a link or tell them where to go, they're going to forget about it, because we have so many different things going on in our lives. So you want to make sure that you can lock people in and they can finish the task there. If you're leaving them on their own to go have to complete another step, it's not going to happen. And creating a QR code is super easy. You can create them for free. Just Google create free QR code. You'll be able to find it. If I can do it, you can do it. And then I use this app. Let me see. It's called Hi Hello, I believe. And here is the app. And then that's my QR code. And that takes people, all they got to do is put their phone on there, just like any other QR code. and they have all my information and it's right there. And so I don't have to worry about them writing anything down. I don't have to worry about them losing it. I don't have to worry about any of that. It's directly on their phone. And so those are the kind of things that you want to think. And that's the kind of stuff that speaks a lot for your brand as well. At Fresh and Fire, yes, for business, I have put it on business cards, water bottle flyer, everything, even use QR codes on graduations flyer that allow people to donate right then. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Let's see. In Canva, you can design images and regular QR codes. Yeah, I love Canva. I absolutely love Canva. Okay. J3 just speaking to everybody. Sorry, working, but getting off in a few. You always working, you probably get ready to go do some more stuff in that house after you get done working, unless that's where you are now. You was working all night the other night. Yes. So you want to be able to do that because that's all a part of your brand. Being prepared, being consistent. You know, you want to make sure that you have a way to get people to do what it is that you need them to do. Don't just leave it up to them. So whether it's subscribing to your channel, whether it's buying your product, whether it's signing up for your service, you want to make it easy for people because we live in that microwave TikTok society where people want everything as quickly as possible. And they may have the best of intentions on wanting to do business with you, on wanting to be a supporter, on wanting to be a subscriber. But if you make it difficult for them, they may not do it. They forget. We get distracted. You know, that's just the society we live in. So the QR codes, the digital business cards, all of those things are great. Your trailer. Send people the link to your trailer. Sending them the link to your trailer, that gives them something that they want to do where they can actually watch you instead of just saying, check out my channel. And when people ask you what's your channel about, send them that link to your trailer. Have the link to your trailer as a part of your QR code. These are just things that you can do to make sure that you're expanding your brand. These are the things that you have to do to be able to promote yourself. And so getting your brand in line, being intentional about what you want that brand to be, those kind of things are going to be key. And I cannot express enough the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Only show up in places that fit your brand. Only collaborate with people who fit your brand. Even when it comes to the point of once you grow your channel and maybe you start getting sponsorships, be careful of what sponsorships you accept. I got offered a sponsorship and I'm not going to say the name of the company. And it's not even a big company, so y'all probably wouldn't even know, but I'm still not going to say it. But they had researched me, found my channel and saw that I cater to women of a certain age. They had a certain supplement out there that was supposed to help women of a certain age with menopausal symptoms and things like that. And they wanted me to do a sponsorship and do like a commercial on my YouTube channel about this. I had never heard of this supplement before. I tried to research the supplement and the information I found, I wasn't really happy with it. And I couldn't find a lot of information. So I went back to them and said, you know what? I appreciate the offer, but I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't feel comfortable in taking this supplement. Well, this is the part that really got me, because if you're a new brand, if you're whatever, I'm not mad at you because there's not a lot of information about your supplement. I just don't want to take it. But the reason why I know I'll never do business with this company is because their response to me was, well, you don't have to take it. Just pretend that you took it. So you want me to lie to my tribe and tell them that something is working and I don't even know if it's working. And I immediately thought about, I don't know if y'all ever watched Good Times, but y'all remember the one where Florida got approached in the grocery store about taking that tonic, and the tonic ended up being like 40 proof alcohol, and Michael drank it and got drunk. And so she didn't want to do it. But that's what I felt like. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Bad business. I'm not doing that. And then it ends up coming out that this thing makes you grow an arm out your head or whatever. And then people's like, I said, this stuff don't go away. So they'd be like, oh, ain't this the stuff that Stae Hall was sponsoring? And all it would take for me is for that to be when I'm finally at 500,000 subscribers and all this stuff. And then I'm out there on NBC News. Yeah, that's how I be thinking. Doing this supplement that is killing people. Like, I'm like, no. And so I told them I wouldn't do business. It wasn't worth it for me. As much as you watch Good Times, so I know you've probably seen that one, but as much as, I love to get the sponsorships, I love, all of that. Again, it has to fit with my brand. It has to fit what I am comfortable with. I'm not just doing it for the money, but with the sponsorships in mind, that's one thing that these sponsors look for. You need to have your media kit together. That's something I can't believe I didn't mention today, but having your media kit together. Your media kit is simply your resume for your social media, to be able to send out to these brands so that they will see who you are, what you stand for. And you want that to be consistent with your brand. You want people to be able to see at a moment's notice what you have to offer. These brands don't have time to go and look through every one of your social media videos. They want something that's quick. And especially if you're reaching out to brands and reaching out for sponsorships, you sliding into people's DMs, they don't want you sending them a link and they have to go through and look through all your different videos. They want to be able to see something where they can see exactly who you are. It's just like a resume. Let me show y'all my media kit. And I need to update it because I have more subscribers now. So that is awesome. But as you will see when I show you this media kit, y'all will see I am definitely true to my brand. You are not going to see very much from me that looks any different. Like, you'll be able to see stuff and be like, oh yeah, that's Stae. So I made this in Canva because I love Canva. And this is my media kit. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger for y'all. So, hey there, if you've ever gotten an email or anything from me, like, hey there is my thing. I say, hey there all the time. You see my pictures and it says, I'm Stae Hall, emotional intelligence expert, vlogger, and influencer, sassy and seasoned woman over 50. And it tells you what I offer. Then it gives you all the ways that you can connect from me. And then it shows the different things, emotional intelligence, the different things that I do. This is me, just a little short bio. And so this is what you can send to different brands so that they can see. And then they're going to want to know, I have 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, or followers on, not YouTube, TikTok, and then 700, but I think I have like 720 something on, let's check that now. Let's check that, y'all. Let's see. Because your girl, I'm on the road to 1,000. So I have 728 subscribers on or YouTube now, 6,000 on Facebook. And so it just gives them everything at a glance. And you can easily just go into your Canva or whatever you have and make one of those. But you see that Tiffany blue color is always going to be there. I use the same font for my name. And that's just a way for them to be able to see everything just at a glance and know who I am and give them an idea of whether or not they want to work with me. And so when they get that media kit, that might then make them go and watch some of my videos, but at least that gives them a good snapshot. So let's see. Oh yeah, I remember that. Michael was feeling good. Yeah, he started singing Tie a Yellow Ribbon. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Good Times. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, she. And 728. Yes, Nikki, 728. So y'all see too, I update my media kit on a regular, because you see my media kit says 700. I update it on a regular, and that's how you do things. That's how you get PR. Sometimes you're not always going to get a sponsorship deal, a paid sponsorship, but you can get PR. I've had people send me free products, free services, different things like that. And then you have to build to get the other things. But again, I'm not going to do sponsorships, even if they're paid, if it doesn't align with my brand. If it's not something that I feel passionate about, if it's not something I agree with. And just like I'm not going to take a deal from anybody if they don't want me to give my honest opinion, because I have a brand to protect. Just like they're trying to build and grow their business, I'm trying to do the same thing. And I can't let me supporting their business put me out of business, if that makes sense. So you want to be very careful. And so I'm talking about a couple of different things here, but again, I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. But hopefully you noticed in my media kit looks the same as my YouTube thumbnails, which is going to look the same as what you're going to see from me on my Facebook page, because I'm creating a brand. I'm building a brand. I want people to recognize, oh, that looks like Stae. That looks like something Stae would do. Oh, I know that color. That's Stae. Oh, yeah. I want my stuff to be consistent. I want it to make sense. I want it to always be on track so that I'm not leaving people guessing, so I don't look like I'm all over the place. Let me see. How many times have you denied a brand because it didn't fit with your motto? So there's been different things. Hey, Pam, I have denied a brand with a sponsorship deal only one time. And then there's been 2 times when I was not a guest on someone's show because their brand didn't align with my brand. And I just didn't want to mix those things up. So there's just been a couple of times when I've had to do that. And then there's been, the one time too, where I was doing that trial run to actually be a part of a host on this podcast. And I decided that I was no longer interested in being a host on that podcast because it didn't match up. And so I've had to make those hard decisions throughout, my entire career as an entrepreneur, because it didn't make sense to me. And so I had to turn it down. And would it have been a good opportunity in the moment? Possibly, it's a check, or it would have been some views on my channel, but I had to think about the long term. This is going to be out here forever. And is this really what I want representing me? Is this how I want to represent myself? So I've had to turn things down a couple of times. It's been different. I have to be honest. It's not like all the sponsorships are beating down my door yet. So I haven't had a lot of opportunities to turn down sponsorships, but that one. And I was super excited when I got the email. And then I was sad when I'm like, oh, dang, they want me to take a supplement. But I said, okay, let me research it. And that's what Wallace was saying too, because I'm real, just particular about, what I put in my body. But Wallace was like, well, before, maybe it's something you're going to like. So let's research it. I researched it. I still wasn't satisfied, but I was good with that. I didn't really get turned off by them until they told me, well, you don't have to take it. I'm like, what? No, I'm not doing that. And then they also wanted me to give them permission, not only to put it in my YouTube video, but then they wanted me to send them the YouTube video and they would edit it and take parts of it out and then use in their marketing. So who knows where I would have ended up. And I'm like, I don't even know what this stuff is. I'm not doing that. And yeah, it was sad because I was excited. When you get those emails from a brand, it's like, oh my gosh, because that's what a lot of us were trying to get to that level. But again, it has to make sense for me. It has to make sense for my brand, because I'm on here telling y'all all the time, trust me, I got your back. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to impact you. And then I'm going to sit here and lie to you and say, hey, take this toxic elixir to help you, and then you end up growing an arm out of your head. No, I can't do that. So, I don't want anybody to take anything and it just gives them an upset stomach and I told you to do it. No, I couldn't do that. And it was a little disheartening because you have, but that's being in business for yourself. That's an entrepreneur. It's the ebbs and flows. I've also had, the face-to-face conversations with somebody and, they want to have a meeting and they're so interested, and I come home and I'm on a high, like, oh my goodness, babe, the conversation went so well. They, want to do a contract with me, because y'all remember, it's not just social media for me. Social media for me is a small part of what I do. I love doing social media. It's fun for me, but I have this whole business with iSalt where I'm actually out there contracting with companies and municipalities and school districts to do soft skills coaching. And so I have meetings on a daily basis. Some are great, some not so great, and it's fine. But the part that hurts is when you sit down and have this great meeting and somebody pretty much guarantees you that they're going to work with you. They're so excited, and then you don't hear anything else from them. That's a part of business. I mean, it's better for me when I have the meeting and I'm like, yeah, we probably ain't gonna be able to work together. But when I come home pumped up, like, oh my gosh, it went so great. They said this, and this. They like what we offer. But I say all that to say that, there's ebbs and flows. Don't kick yourself. Just keep it moving. I mean, you can be sad for a minute, but just keep it moving. The thing is, as long as you're consistent, as long as you keep your head in the game, as long as you're intentional, you're going to do fine. You just have to think about everything before you do it. And there is a lot of thinking. Being an entrepreneur is not a fly by the seat of your pants type of thing. If you're the type of person who just likes to fly by the seat of your pants, you are going to cause yourself a lot more work than needs to be. And I'm really about working smarter, not harder. You want to just think things through. Take your time in the beginning, because it takes a lot more time when you have to go back and restructure and do everything all over again. So take your time with picking out your colors. Research everything. There is information about everything, from what the most popular colors are. Like I said, what colors attract people the most. Research everything. Take your time. But I also don't want you, on that same token, to paralyze yourself by overthinking it. So you have to find that harmony, that happy medium where you're doing your research, you are giving it the best effort to put out the best product possible, but at the same time, sometimes you just have to do it and see what works. Does that make sense? Okay, so so true. And yes, good evening, Pam. But yeah, so you just have to be smart about it. You have to be smart, because your brand is your brand. And one thing, as much as I say we can everything, you don't want to be rebranding. You don't want to have to recreate and reinvent yourself. And so even if you have to make a difference in what you do, you still want to have a solid enough brand that even if you have to pivot and make some changes, it always makes sense. Because for me, for instance, when COVID happened, so much of what I did was in-person trainings, in-person lectures, in-person seminars, in-person coaching. And when COVID happened, a lot of the contracts that I had to do in-person stuff got canceled. So I had to pivot. I had to figure out. So we created our online portal where people could go on and they could do things at their own pace. People could schedule with me and we could do our sessions and things on Zoom. But I was still on brand. I didn't let COVID happen. And then all of a sudden I started being a karate instructor. You know what I mean? I just figured out a way to do what already was in line with my brand. And that's how I want y'all to set yourselves up. So do all the research, do all the thinking, do all the weeding through, make all the mistakes in the early stages, so that once you're ready to come out, you already have that foundation, so that if you have to redo anything, you're just tweaking it. You're not completely reinventing the wheel. You're not starting from scratch. I want you to start off with a solid enough foundation so that anything moving forward is just a minor adjustment. So be really, careful with that and put all the time into that you need. And hopefully something I said tonight has sparked you to do something differently or to look at something differently and, just start building your brand. I hope a lot of you are going to make those trailer videos. I am definitely going to make a new one. Maybe I'll do a premiere when I make my new trailer video. And don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just introduce yourself, introduce your brand, introduce your passion, introduce your purpose, and be done with it. Just be yourself. Don't feel like you need a script. Don't feel like you have to check all these boxes. What that trailer video is about is just for people to get to know you and get to know what to expect. And so with that, it is just about 8:30, so my time is up. If anybody has any last minute questions or anything they want to say, you can go ahead and throw it in the chat. You still got a second to click that link. But if you don't have anything else, I am going to let y'all go. But I want you to know that you are your brand and no one is going to represent your brand better than you. And y'all know the drill. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Always be kind and love one another, but never forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Living life is gangsta. Hey, hey. 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 Love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living life is gangsta. Hey.